Hi, this is Daniel, founder and CEO of EduPros College Admissions Consulting. Making this video to answer some common questions as far as education, as far as your educational trajectory, as far as what a high school student should do, what a community college student should do before they transfer, or a student applying to a professional program like dental school, medical school, or law school. So I hope this video will answer some of your questions. And of course, if you have more questions or inquiries, you can always reach out to me at EduPros College Admissions Consulting, and we can delve more into the details and the nuances of your questions, tailored specifically towards your needs, your plans, and your goals. One of the questions that is commonly asked is, how do you pick the right major? And the way that I approach that question is looking at a student's transcript, their academic history in close details, and kind of getting an idea of the subjects that they are good at, that they excel in, whether it's a student that's good in history, English, or a student that's stronger in science or math, or even the arts, or possibly physical education. So the transcript gives me a lot of data as far as what some of the majors are that the student can apply to or major in as they get ready to either transfer or go directly from high school to a four-year university. So the grades are very important. So whenever I meet with a student, I look at their transcripts very carefully. That's one of the key documents that I, as a college admissions consultant, review and help the student kind of understand themselves and see the themes and the areas that are consistent as a student. And sometimes, it takes a consultant to have a talk with in order to discover or uncover these strengths. Another question that is commonly asked is, what is the difference between community college and university? A community college is not a degree granting institution. What I mean by that is, it doesn't give you a bachelor's degree or a degree that culminates in a bachelor's degree. So a community college is what we call a two-year institution, where you can go there more for vocational purposes. For example, if you want to study some craft or some skill, you want to get a certificate and take a few classes in a certain area, you can go to a community college. A community college will be a good place for you. Or if you want to get an associate degree, which is 60 units in an area, in a discipline, but you cannot get a bachelor's degree. So if you want to continue your education, you would need to transfer to a four-year university from a community college. So you would do your first 2 years, and you would apply and transfer to a four-year university and complete your bachelor's degree at a four-year university. Now, the community colleges have an articulation agreement with the university, which means they have an agreement where you complete a certain set of classes, which consists of your lower division classes or general classes, in addition to your major prep classes, which are the specific classes that you need for a certain major to transfer. So that usually takes about 60 units for the UCs, the University of California, and the agreement is called the IGETC, or 56 units for the CSUs, the Cal State University System, and that is called the Cal State Breadth Agreement. And then you transfer, you apply to a four-year university, the UCs, the CSUs, as I explained, or private universities in the state of California or outside the state of California. How do I stay on track for graduation? Well, that's a good question. You stay on track by taking the courses that are required in high school in order to graduate. Those are typically called the A through G requirements in high school, which then will you can transfer over to the university in terms of completing the requirements for the A through G. Then those are broken down, of course, into freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior, and those are then broken down into semesters. And you complete those, and those entail, your Englishes, your histories, your sciences, your maths, art, and other school-specific requirements. So those are the classes that you have to take. You stay on track by taking those. Hopefully, you excel, you do well, and you don't need any remediation. Or to go back and repeat a class, and you will, you successfully do it the first time. So that's how you stay on track. It's important to stay on track. You don't want to fall behind. Or you can get ahead, which is the better option, by taking classes in the summer. And for example, advancing in a certain sequence, like your math sequence. For example, let's say if you're taking algebra and you want to take algebra 2, then you would take geometry over the summer, and that way you advance. Some universities, in order to be competitive, to apply, such as certain UCs, for example, UCLA or UC Berkeley or UC Davis, typically you need a couple of years of calculus A, B, and BC in high school, which tells us that you need to start possibly with geometry or algebra 2 in high school in order to be able to have enough time to get up to level 2 calculus. So that's just one example. And of course, you can also do that with the sciences, depending on your strengths. You can take 3 or 4 years of science, and you can take, obviously, the history. Now, there are advanced courses you can take called the AP, Advanced Placement Courses, which also give you college credit for taking the course. Those also help you as you apply to the university. So, reaching out to a college admissions consultant, what I do and what other consultants do is make sure you're working at your optimal level, given your abilities, given your strengths, to be able to be on track and even get ahead if you're looking at applying to some of the selective universities. How do you build your schedule? You build your schedule on the requirements, right? The A through G, and then you want to obviously take advanced courses in order to have a chance at the more selective universities. Today, I'm focusing more on the high school level for students, high school students. In a future episode or video, I'll delve in more into the profile of a community college student and what they should do in order to be able to transfer again to a selective university or to a good reputable university. As far as high school, I also want to mention, other than the GPA, which is the grade point average, you also need to have extracurricular activities, which are activities you do outside of the academics, the curriculum, which may include sports, music, volunteer work, nonprofit, community service, those sorts of things. Those are actually very important. They're a third. They have a third of the weight, 33%, insofar as universities looking at your extracurricular activities to see how active you've been, other than just your classroom. the grades. So another component of college admissions is your tests. So you want to look at the universities and what they require as far as tests. Typically students take the SAT or the ACT in high school. Now, over the past several years, some universities have moved away or have suspended the testing requirement. They've become test blind, which means they didn't take the test score into consideration. Some universities have been test optional. That means you had the option of submitting an SAT or ACT score. And some universities, you had to submit a test, but most of them kind of went away from that trend of submitting tests. However, recently, universities are actually requiring you to take the test. So the Ivy Leagues, UCs are still test blind, but I think they're going to go back to taking test scores in terms of applying. But usually more selective private universities either are optional or they require a test score. So again, the three major components of college admissions are your GPA, your grades, academics. They're your extracurricular activities and also your test scores. Today, we'll finish here. I know I've gave you a lot of information. These are things to think about. But if you have any further questions, our company, EduPros College Admissions Consulting, will help you untangle all the details, will help you establish a great plan, a good strategy to maximize your students' potential to be able to attend a good university and to be able to then go into the workforce and enter a good profession. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, my number is 818-919-3209. We'll provide the contact information on these videos so you are able to reach out to us if you have any questions. Take care, and we'll be in touch with you. Bye.